Have you ever stopped to think about a country's name? Some are poetic, Argentina, land of silver. Others are named after famous people, America. But then you get to my home country, South Africa. What happened there? Did the committee get tired? End of a long Friday meeting? Someone, okay people, we need a name for this new country. It's in the south of Africa. Any ideas? Silence. Someone, I've got it, South Africa. Sounds like giving directions. It's one of those names so obvious it's genius. You can't get it wrong. No mistaking where it is. Like naming your dog dog. Like naming your cat cat. You know exactly what you're getting. But the story behind the name is anything but simple. Colonial history, wars, the messy, complicated process of stitching territories and peoples into one nation. Let's get into it, shall we? Before it was South Africa, the land wasn't one big happy country. It was a patchwork of regions with their own identities. Like a food court, everyone selling different things and sometimes fighting over the tables. The British, world champions of collecting countries, had colonies down there. They had two main colonies, Cape Colony, around modern-day Cape Town, Natal Colony, on the east coast, where Durban is. These were the crown jewels, ports, resources, and people tired of British rule. But the British weren't the only Europeans. Dutch settlers, French settlers, German settlers. The Boers trekked into the interior and set up republics. South African Republic, also called the Transvaal. Orange Free State. 4 European-run territories squeezed together. Plus independent African kingdoms. A geopolitical mess. Like 4 families fighting over one TV remote. Tension boiled over. Twice. The Boer Wars were brutal and reshaped the region. From that conflict, the idea of a single country began to emerge. What do we call this new, patched-together place? After the Second Boer War ended in 1902, the British found themselves in control of all 4 territories, the Cape Colony Natal, the Transvaal, and the Orange Free State. They had won the war, but now they had a massive, divided, and expensive piece of land to manage. The solution? Stick them all together. The thinking was that a single self-governing country would be easier to manage and more stable. So a bunch of important-looking men in suits, all white of course, got together for what was called the National Convention. Their job was to write a constitution and figure out how to merge these 4 different states into one. This is where the name game began. They needed a name for this new entity. Suggestions were thrown around. Britannia Minor South Anglia, can you imagine? Thank goodness that didn't stick. Enter Jan Smuts. Smuts was a brilliant and complex figure, a Boer general who had fought against the British, but who later became a key architect of the new nation and a politician on the world stage. Louis Botha. They pushed for the Union of South Africa. Why? Because it did exactly what it said on the tin. And so, on May 31st, 1910, the Union of South Africa was officially born. It was a compromise. A symbol that they were trying to put the past behind them. The story of South Africa doesn't start in 1910, it goes way, way back. For thousands of years, the land was home to the San, also known as Bushmen, and the Khoikhoi, who were hunters, gatherers, and herders. Then, about 2,000 years ago, Bantu-speaking peoples migrated down from Central and Eastern Africa, bringing with them agriculture and iron tools, and establishing powerful kingdoms like the Zulu and Xhosa. Then, in 1652, the Dutch East India Company set up a small refreshment station at the Cape. But the station grew. More settlers arrived from the Netherlands, Germany, France. They started farming, expanding, and pushing inland, which inevitably led to conflict with the Khoikhoi and Xhosa people, whose land they were encroaching upon. Fast forward to the 1800s, and the British show up. Then somebody discovered diamonds in 1867 and gold in 1886. Suddenly, South Africa went from being a remote colonial outpost to the most valuable piece of real estate on the continent. The 20th century was dominated by one single terrible idea: apartheid. This dark period was met with fierce resistance from heroes like Nelson Mandela. In 1994, South Africa held its first ever democratic election for all its citizens. And the country officially became the Republic of South Africa. So, what does this country, with its very literal name, actually look like? Well, first off, it's big. It's located at the southernmost tip of Africa, as advertised. Namibia, Botswana, Zimbabwe, Mozambique, Eswatini, used to be called Swaziland, and it completely surrounds Lesotho, a country inside a country like a donut hole. The country is divided into 9 provinces: Eastern Cape, Free State, Gauteng, KwaZulu-Natal, Limpopo, and Mpumalanga, Northern Cape, Northwest, Western Cape. Gauteng might be the smallest, but it's the economic powerhouse, home to Johannesburg. Western Cape, mountains and wine farms, home to Cape Town. KwaZulu-Natal, beaches, hills, proud Zulu heritage. One of the most mind-blowing things is our languages. English, Afrikaans, isiZulu, isiXhosa, Sesotho, Setswana, Sepedi, Sitsonga, Tshivenda, Isindebele, Siswati. It means our street signs, official documents, and news broadcasts can look like a linguistic puzzle. When you talk about South Africa, you have to talk about its people. The term Rainbow Nation, coined by Archbishop Desmond Tutu. The country has a population of over 62 million people. Largest group, Black African, about 81%. Zulu people, around 12 million. Xhosa people, around 9 million. Basotho, Bapedi, Venda, Swana, colored people, about 8.8%. A distinct multiracial community. White South Africans, about 7.3%, mainly descended from Dutch, British, French, German settlers. Indian or Asian South Africans, about 2.6%, known for incredible food and vibrant business culture. But South Africa, why choose? We picked 3. Yes, 3 capital cities. Pretoria is the administrative capital, where the president and the government departments are based. Cape Town is the legislative capital, where the parliament meets to make laws. And Bloemfontein is the judicial capital, home to the Supreme Court of Appeal. It's the political equivalent of giving all your kids the same sized piece of cake. From its very name, South Africa, a neutral geographical label, to its 11 official languages, to its 3 capital cities, the country is a testament to the art of trying to balance competing interests. It's a country that defies easy labels. The name might be simple, but the country it represents is anything but, and there's no place quite like it.